welcome to the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce Chamber Vibes podcast. Foster and I have more guests this week. We're really on a roll with the guests.
I'm happy we are.
Me too. We always have such good conversations on the podcast, and you say all the time that this is your favorite part of the week, and I feel like it's mine too.
It's so fun, like, getting to know the people that we serve, and just, like, not only to know what they do, but them as people. I don't know, like, I'm looking at you guys. I can't introduce our guests yet, but I'm so excited just to be here and have you guys here, so.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about a couple of our events coming up, and then we'll go ahead and get to the interview portion of the show. So our next upcoming event is actually tomorrow, June 22nd, and we are going to Virginia Furniture Market for a Live at 5, co-hosted by the Bedford Leads Group.
And the Bedford Leads Group has been especially excited about this for several weeks. Just to refresh anybody who hasn't been listening the last couple weeks, a Leads Group is a referral networking group, and all the members dedicate, I think, 2 hours a month. It's very low commitment, but it's pretty helpful for establishing yourself and also just getting people to know you as a business person and trust you. And so everybody in the group, like Kayla always uses the example of anybody in that group you can send your grandma to and she'll be taken care of, because that's how good everybody gets to know each other. So because they're a networking group, I think they're the perfect group to host a networking event. So I'm really excited. They're excited to mix and mingle with people, and I think they'll lead it really well. And Virginia Furniture Market has gone all out with the food, the venue, everything.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be an awesome event. And I know, we have been to Virginia Furniture Market for networking events in the past, so I'm really excited to get them back in the rotation of hosting our events. Hopefully they will do one for us again next year. But yeah, if you are curious about our Leads groups at all, this is the perfect event to come to. We will have several members from the Bedford Leads group in attendance, and we may also have a couple people from the Forest Leads group there as well. So if you have questions or you're interested in joining either of those groups, there will be representatives at this event to let you know if your business category is open in either group, and you can come visit one of the groups and see if it's something you'd like to join.
It'll also just be a fun event. There's going to be a raffle for the store, and they're also going to have Chick-fil-A catering. So plenty of great food, plenty of great conversations to be had.
Chick-fil-A is reason enough to go.
I agree.
So then a couple weeks later, on July 11th, we are going to have our morning networking. So kind of the flip-flop version of what we're having this Thursday. And this is going to be with Robin Lee, who is a realtor right here in Bedford. And we did a ribbon cutting for Robin a couple months ago, and they just have an awesome clubhouse where she's going to be hosting this networking event.
Yeah, we're going to be going back to the Villas at Oakwood, which is, I think they call it like Bedford's greatest kept secret, which I think is really cute because I had never been there before, and they're almost done with this entire like neighborhood that they've built, and it's right behind the Bedford Memorial Hospital, hence the name Oakwood. And it's so pretty. Like, it is genuinely so gorgeous over there. They have like a perfect view of the peaks. Everything is really well taken care of and really nice. And like Kayla said, the clubhouse is awesome. And Robin also had a wonderful lunch for everybody that attended. So I am not even worried about the food. I know it's going to be great. So if you have some time to come out on July 11th, all of our morning networking events, the Lime 49s, are from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. So pop by on your way to work and stop in, advance your career just a little bit, and get some breakfast food.
Yeah, absolutely. And our next signature event, our large event of the year, we are bringing back, we've been talking about this for a few weeks, but we're bringing back our Business Expo with a little bit of a revamp this year.
Yeah, so in previous years, our Business Expo was really a business-to-business thing, and it still will be, trust. But the end portion was called Taste of Bedford, and that was when caterers, breweries, restaurants, wineries, et cetera, in the area would bring samples, and the public would get to taste them, and it brought in a lot of people. Well, we were kind of thinking about how we can make the business expo something more for our community and, more so for like exposure in all ways, not only business to business, but also with community attendees, and just general public awareness in like a fun, exciting way.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've changed the name of the event itself to Taste of Bedford. So you get a little taste of all that our area has to offer. But we will be keeping the end part, and it's now the true taste. So if you're a restaurant or you want to participate in that, let us know. There's going to be a lot of awards, not only for True Taste participants, but also for exhibitors who want to get a booth at Taste of Bedford. Because our theme this year, because that was also a thing in the past that people just loved. Every time we talked to people, they were like, "Oh, are we going to do a theme?"
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a really good way to kind of show your organization story in like a fun way and also just have like a great time at work. But yes, the theme this year will be family reunion. So come and hang out with us, make an awesome booth in preparation, and show everybody what family means to your business.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this event. I think it's going to be a really fun thing that we can bring back and provide for the community. And so registration is open on the website. If you're interested, Foster did a great job of putting pretty much the answers to pretty much any question you could think of is on the webpage. But if you do happen to think of another question that's not on there, feel free to give us a call and we'll answer it for you. And then just another quick little announcement. Our annual dinner, annual gala, we call it different things at different times, is coming back again this year, and it's going to be on September 14th. And we're going back to Cedar Oaks, which was just absolutely gorgeous last year. So next week, Monday, June 26th, we will be sending out an exciting announcement about the gala. So you'll want to keep your eyes peeled on our website and our Facebook page to see what the exciting announcement is.
Some of you who are familiar with the chamber can probably guess, but regardless, keep an eye out.
Yes. All right. Well, Foster, do you want to go ahead and kick off the interview portion?
Heck yeah. All right. Well, we have two awesome guests with us this morning. I am happy to introduce Julie Arrington and Susan Leary, who are with the Bedford Humane Society. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. Excited to be here.
Good. We're happy to have you guys here. Well, before we kind of get started with some questions, I always have to ask this. Can you both give me a brief background about yourselves and also about your organization?
Sure. Susan, you go first.
I'm relatively new to the Humane Society. I've been with them for about a year and just recently was voted as the president.
Awesome.
So it's a new role for me, but lots of fun.
Congratulations.
Good things coming. Yeah. Prior to that, I worked with a rescue organization in North Carolina called ARF, Animal Adoption and Rescue Foundation. So I got a lot of good experience there.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Cool.
I've been with Bedford Humane Society since March, I believe. That's when I started. Cool. Yeah, so I'm even newer than Susan is, but, just diving in head first. And I don't have a background in rescue. I've got, some rescue animals at home, and I certainly have a passion for animals. So I'm really thankful to be a part of this organization and, contribute that way. So, yeah, I'm originally from New Jersey, so settled in Lynchburg and just got, plugged into the community, and I'm happy to be learning more about Bedford. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds great, guys. Two very different backgrounds, I'd say. So, Susan, are you also from Bedford? Or you're from North Carolina?
No, originally I'm from Syracuse, New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm a Yankee. Yeah,
same.
I always like to hear where people come from, if they're from Bedford, why they've settled here.
Yeah.
I always think it's kind of melting pot.
Oh, it's just gorgeous here, though. We just fell in love.
It is really nice. I'm from Bedford, but I went to UVA and lived in Richmond for a little bit.
Okay.
Was like, the city is not for me. Yeah. So I'm also back for similar reasons.
Yeah.
But cool. So tell me a little bit about the history of the Bedford Humane Society.
Okay, so the history, it kind of starts out as a legend.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
There was this guy, Edmund Coffey, and he's still around. He's in like poor health right now. And we still see him. He comes to some of our events sometimes. But anyway, he worked at the Bedford County Animal Shelter. And, he just did not like when animals had to be euthanized. So he actually got fired
Oh no.
because he would steal the animals that were supposed to be euthanized the next day.
That's
So they would
awesome.
come in and they were gone. So eventually he got fired. They
For
were like,
stealing
you
them?
just can't do this.
Wow.
But he had such a passion for these animals that he got together with some friends and started the Humane Society.
Well,
Mm.
that is probably the best origin story that I've heard on this
Yeah, that's
podcast
really
before.
cool.
Yeah. So we really owe a lot to him. And honestly, we all feel the same way. Like,
Yeah.
we would steal those animals if we could. So we were incorporated in 1993
Okay.
as a nonstop corporation. And then we were designated as a 501c3 in 94.
Okay.
So coming up next year is our 30th anniversary.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, I was just thinking about that. We need to do something big.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a little bit of the history.
Well, that's awesome. And you guys do have a physical location now, don't you?
We sure do. We're at 829 Old Turnpike Drive.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's right across the street from I think it's the kidney
Dialysis
dialysis center, and then
by the
next-
state police.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Aqua Pros.
Yeah, I know
Right
exactly
down
where you
there.
guys
Yeah.
are. Awesome.
Yeah, so it's just an office right now.
Okay.
But yeah, because we don't have any animals on site right now. So we do all the background work there, and there's a lot that goes on at our headquarters. But yeah, so.
Well, that's super cool. All right. Well, can you guys just give me, a brief overview of the Humane Society's mission, and maybe some of the programs that you guys have?
Sure.
I'm sure that you have a lot.
Yeah,
We do.
Yeah, we have a couple of really, really crucial programs for the community. So our overall vision really is, and mission is to build a caring community where, no companion animals left unwanted, where they're all happy and healthy and well fed. And so our programs really play into that to offer opportunities for residents of Bedford County to take care of their animals, to keep their animals in their homes, to make sure they're getting the help, the medical care that they need. And whatnot. So
Yeah, because that's the ultimate goal, to stay
Right.
in their home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to take their animals. We want them to stay where they are, where they're loved.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, and the residents want to keep their animals too. And sometimes they come to a point where they feel like they might not have a choice but to surrender. And so that's where we step in and we say, you do have options. Here are some programs where we can support you through whatever you're going through. So, yeah, ultimately, the elimination of the overpopulation of animals.
Yeah.
Whether that's, unwanted litters of puppies or cats that are roaming around, the community, things like that. So that's really what we're working towards is humane treatment of animals and just making sure, they're all in good homes and we're doing the best we can. So,
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
I happen to live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of roaming cats.
Are there? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yesterday we noticed that there were a bunch of kittens. And we decided me and my roommate, because we just got a kitten, and my cat is an indoor-outdoor cat, so I always try to keep a handle on things just in case.
Right.
And so we went and walked around, and we finally were able to kind of shepherd the cats back, and they actually are from a house, so we were like,
Okay.
thank God,
Yeah.
because we were worried that all the roaming cats weren't actually fixed,
Okay.
because it's such man, once those kittens start, they don't stop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We have a program for it's called Forgotten Felines,
Mhm.
and we will lend traps to
Oh,
people
wow.
so they can trap the feral cats and take them to one of our participating vets,
Mhm.
and we will subsidize along with the vet the cost of them getting spayed, neutered,
Awesome.
rabies, mite control for their ears, flea and tick, things like that. And they also, what they do is they tip the top of their ear so you can tell from a distance if they've been spayed or neutered.
Well, awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been really helpful. We get so many calls from people in the community,
sure.
like like you've experienced, where they find stray cats and they don't know what to do with them, and or people are managing a cat colony and trying to take
Yeah.
control of that because it
Yeah.
really can, if a female cat, let's say she goes into heat 12 times a year and has an average of 5 kittens each litter, that's 60 extra cats that are running around the
Yeah.
neighborhood now. So Forgotten Felines has really helped a lot of people and empower them to be able to help control that situation and really do what's best for the animal at the end of the day is getting them the health care that they need and making sure they're safe. So
Yeah, we've had about, I think we've spayed and neutered about 200 so far this year.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. That's a really great program because all those vet fees really start to add up.
Definitely.
Especially when you're not expecting
right.
to have to take care of an animal that's not even yours.
Right.
But
Right.
It's just it's just the best thing that you can do.
Yeah.
Right.
It actually started out as a free program, but because of the cost, we're not trying to make money, but we're trying to.
You got to get the money from somewhere.
Exactly.
Right.
So, for each cat, the public will have to pay $20.
Gotcha. That is not bad at all.
Yeah. So a lot of people they do it slowly, when they have an extra 20.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We get a lot of repeat customers with
I'm
that,
sure.
which is great, because you get an opportunity to build relationships with people and really understand what their heart is for, what they're doing. And then, of course, they can come and get involved in what we're doing too. So it's a good outreach program.
Yeah. And while we don't actually trap the cats, there's another group called Bedford Cares.
Yeah.
And they do. They trap them. So.
Yeah, I've heard of them. One of my friend's moms is actually really involved with them, and she has all these stickers on the back of her car that's like spay and neuter.
Yeah. I love those people when I drive.
Right?
Yeah.
I love it. I feel like it's kind of a niche thing to be passionate about, but somebody's got to be passionate about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do have another program that's the spay and neuter shuttle. So instead of, stray cats, this is for people's pets. We offer kind of a subsidized cost of getting your pet spayed and neutered. So we run the shuttle once a month. People register through us. We work with Angels of Assisi. So you drop your animal off with us. They go to Angels for the day, get spayed and neutered. They have other optional vaccines that they do, and rabies and microchipping. And then they come back, to us at the end of the day, and people pick their animals up. So that's been wildly successful in the community, just helping people, offering an opportunity for them to get their animals fixed, because most people want to do right by their animals, right?
Oh,
but like you said, vet costs, a lot of times, that's out of reach for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So the spay neuter shuttle has been really great, being able to provide that service to people. And I'd say that's one of our key programs that we have. So
that is really awesome. I haven't heard of that one before.
Yeah, that's a good one. Spread the word.
I will.
It's only once a month, which, I mean, we're already full until what? August?
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
We're booking in August right now. So and it's similar with the Forgotten Felines program. Once people hear about it, they come back and they do it again, and they trust that we're going to, help take care of their animals. And, they're putting a lot of faith in us. And so we want to keep that program going for people to have that option. So,
yeah, that is really awesome. Do you guys have any other programs? I feel like we've hit cats, we've hit dogs and cats, and now I'm waiting for the dog one.
Yeah.
We have another program called Animeals.
Okay.
Which it's kind of like a temporary fix if you're, like if you're having financial issues. We'll, provide food for your animals.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So the first 2 months of the year, we've already dispersed 730 pounds of food.
Good grief.
It's crazy. I mean, it's tough out there right now.
Yeah, it is.
And I bought a bag of dog food for one of my fosters recently, and it was $55. I was like, oh man, I know why these people need meals, because it's bad.
And most people don't just have one animal.
Oh, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, people have multiple.
How many people do you know that just have one?
Right. Not me, that's for sure. So.
So it's a great program, and we couldn't do it without all the donations from the public. Even, the local grocery stores, Walmart gives us money, or not money, but food. Like if there's a bag that's been, ripped or whatever, they can't sell it, so they give it to us.
That is so nice.
Tractor Supply. I mean, they're all very helpful in our mission.
Awesome.
Yeah. So when we put out pleas on Facebook for food, we're running low on food, this is an alert, and we get so many responses from people that follow us on Facebook. So that, those are, when we ask for those pleas, that's what we're trying to help with the animals that we care for, but also the animals program as well. The last time we put out a plea. We were down to like, I think one bag of cat food in the pantry.
Oh my God.
And we had so many the next week. I think we announced that on a Friday. And the following week, I had at least 4 people a day showing up to drop off donations. And it went from empty shelves to fully stocked. So, we really are so thankful for the support from the community, because that's their way of giving back and caring for other animals that aren't necessarily in their homes. So.
Yeah, and we're just the venue.
We're facilitating. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy day. I remember the whole hallway.
Wild.
20 feet was just filled with bags. And
Wow.
It was just amazing.
Yeah.
That was really incredible. So, do you guys have any fundraisers that are ongoing?
We have a lot of fundraisers. Let me tell you. Okay. This Saturday from 10 to 2, we're having a vendor bazaar at Crazy Horse Marina.
Oh, cool.
So people come out, buy stuff, just kind of see our adoptables. And we're going to have T-shirts to sell and all that fun stuff. And I think Sandy made some baskets.
Okay.
And that we'll raffle off.
Raffle baskets.
They're really fun. She does a great job with those. And then after that, we're participating in Pirate Movie Night at the SML Pavilion. That's on July 14th. And that's right in downtown Manita. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that area. And they're going to be playing The Goonies.
I love that movie so much.
I haven't seen it in so long. I can't wait to watch it. And then we're also participating in Pirate Days at Crazy Horse Marina. That's the 15th and the 16th. That's at 400 Crazy Horse Drive. We're going to have a tattoo parlor.
What?
I know. One of our fosters is so excited. She has got like a whole outfit that she's going to wear, like a pirate outfit.
Awesome.
She's really, really excited.
And stick-on tattoos, right? Not
yes,
not
they're
ink
for
tattoos.
I was like,
Not
tattoo
real.
parlor.
We're going to tattoo the kids.
That's
Bring
an
them out.
important distinction.
And then also coming up August 11th at SML Pavilion, we're going to have a Dog Days of Summer benefit concert.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're going to have 2 bands there. Of course, lots of stuff to buy, and their SML Pavilion provides beer and wine.
Nice.
So that'll be good. $20 advance tickets, $25 at the door. So.
Are you guys looking for sponsors for any of these events?
Oh, yes, we always need sponsors.
Yeah.
Always.
Cool. Well, if they wanted to contact you about sponsorship, what's the best way to do so?
They can call Julie at the office at 540-586-6100. Reach out to us on Facebook. Just send us a note.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Drop us a
Info
line.
for
Yeah.
BHS. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, at Gmail.
Yeah, that benefit concert sounds really awesome.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really good show.
Yeah, it's the first time we've done one of those.
Oh, really?
So we'll see how it goes, and maybe do more in the future, because SML Pavilion, they are all for helping out nonprofits.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool that you guys are going to Crazy Horse twice. Like, I love going out there. It's so pretty. But tell me a little bit more about this vendor bazaar that's this weekend.
Let's see who is going to be there. We've got Cuba's Cups and Treats, Barktastic Grooming, Mountain Made Creations, Sunspark Upcycling, EMT Creation Studio, Old Dominion Mercantile. I mean, Tupperware. There's going to be a whole bunch of people.
Oh, wow.
There. Yeah.
So it's going to be like a whole thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely something for everyone there. I think we've got a good variety of vendors that are coming to this. So I think, there's something for everybody. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds really fun.
Yeah. Oh, there's also going to be a band, Wooden Strings, from 12 to 2.
Wonderful.
Yep.
All right. Well, I have a couple more questions for you guys, just because I always love just to talk to people. And now that I have you in the hot spot, I'm going to take advantage of it. just a little. So since you guys are like all of your animals are in foster, do you typically work with like the same fosters? Do you have like a lot of like rotation and who participates?
It seems like all of our fosters are long term.
Gotcha.
Once you start doing it, you're hooked.
It's addicting. Yeah.
I mean, the sweet little puppy breath. Oh my gosh. I just cannot get enough of that. And also, one of our fosters came in yesterday. She was getting some food for her kittens. And she's like, now I know why people like it so much. Because she has 4 kittens. And she's like, I just sit there and they just climb all over me. And they're just so sweet. They just nuzzle up against you. And she's like, I love it.
That is so precious.
Yeah. I mean, it is a lot of work. I'm not going to lie that it's not.
Yeah.
But, oh my gosh, just the love that you get from them. And also, you take part in deciding where they go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you get to look at the applications and,
That is really
help
nice.
out the leaders to decide, hey, this would be a great fit for mine, or no, this is probably not so good.
Well, ultimately, the fosters know the animal the best.
They do.
So it's really important for us to have their input, on what they think would be a successful adoptive home, because we don't want the animals to come back into care. We want them to stay in the home that they're in. And empower the adopters to have a successful transition, and that's where I think the fosters play a huge role in that. Just making sure we're making the right matches.
Exactly. Yeah, because all of our animals are in foster homes. We're working hard to start up a capital campaign to kind of get us over the hump, if you will, to start construction on a building. So maybe we can come back in like maybe 9 months, a year, and talk more about that.
Please do.
I'd love that. But, we will still have animals in foster care just because, they're getting the love, they're getting the socialization that they really need.
Yeah. I think it's really cool that you guys, I'm sure you're super busy. Everything that we've talked about, it seems like y'all always do a lot, and there's just so much going on. And we get that. We're also a nonprofit, and there's 3 of us. So
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I always try to tell people that, because I mean, it's just 3 of us running the whole thing, and we serve businesses, but we are a nonprofit for business. So we are not for profit. We don't work on the same level. We have to really grind for everything.
Exactly.
And so we get it. We really get it.
Yeah. We are not out to make any money. I mean, every animal that comes in, they see the vet. They get their vaccines. We spay or neuter them if they're old enough. I mean, and that costs money.
Yeah.
So our adoption fees, they're just, barely covering that. So.
Yeah. I've read this book recently. I got it from one of my classes in college. About arts administration and nonprofit management. And one of the quotes in the very first chapter is, what is like the measurement of success for a mission of a nonprofit? And it's not making X amount of dollars. It's not selling X product. It's a changed person or human being, or some type of change in the world.
Exactly.
And you can't really measure that. You can only do your best.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we are here to help residents of Bedford County as much as we can with their animals. So, I mean, we're trying to work with the other groups in the area as well as animal control. I mean, because, when it comes down to it, we're all on the same mission.
Exactly. And that's the best way to do things for a community, is to do it collaboratively as a community.
Yes, you can get so much more accomplished.
Yes, you can do so much more with others than by yourself.
Yeah. And we have a lot of vets that help us out. I mean, the fees are what they are. But they really do work with us.
Awesome.
Riverside Vet is one of ours. SML Animal Hospital.
That's where I go.
Them too.
I love it.
And Angels of Assisi. I mean, they help us out. North Roanoke. Yeah. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you like to add?
We're always looking for more help. Sponsors.
Oh, yes.
We're always looking for fosters, volunteers,
Yeah. What are some of the opportunities for volunteers?
Helping out at events, working in the office, fundraising.
Nice.
I mean, there's just endless opportunities. And, we want to start when people come into our organization. We want to train them. We want to teach them about our organization so they can really be a part of it.
Good.
So,
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think because we do not have animals on site right now, they're on foster homes. I think a lot of people that initially think about volunteering for a rescue, they're thinking, oh, I want to play with cats and dogs, walk dogs and all that. And that's the goal for the future when we have a facility. But right now we really need help with, like Susan said, events is a big thing, office help, stuff like that. And, we're not just going to throw you into something that you're not interested in doing or you're not skilled at. We're going to work with you, and we want to find out what other people are passionate about doing and then match them up with a good fit. So, yeah.
exactly.
Awesome. Well, if you guys are interested in volunteering, it sounds like you can really do anything you'd like to do. So if you're listening, reach out.
We'll find you a spot.
Right? We'll figure out something you can do. I'm sure we can dig something up.
Yeah, and I mean, it could be a little time, it could be a lot of time, just whatever you have.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Especially if you're interested in fostering. We're always looking for new fosters as well.
Gotcha.
That's what really limits how many animals we can help is how many foster homes we have. So if you're interested in fostering, let us know.
Awesome. Well, I have one more question. I've just forgotten it as I said that. My brain.
You're way too young for that.
I know. Well, I'm not a morning person, so I'm going to blame it on that.
Okay. There you go.
Oh gosh, what was it though? It was something I've been having on my mind this whole time.
You'll think about it as soon as we leave.
I know. I'll
soon as
email
we
you guys
wrap up.
later or something.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
We really enjoy, getting to talk about what we do because I don't know, we really do a lot. I mean, when I think of rescue, I just think of, animals. I don't really think about helping out the community. So.
Yeah, and you guys have a lot of great programs for everybody. Like anybody that might need help with their animals, like you guys are a great resource for them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
I've said before that we're all born animal lovers. Some of us just take it to the next level. And if you want to take it to the next level with us, get connected for sure.
Yes.
So.
The new BHS motto, take it to the next level.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, I remembered my question.
Good.
So if people want to have you guys have an animal adoption event at their venue or at their business, is that something that they can reach out to y'all about?
Of course. Yes,
Cool.
of course. We're always looking for a place to display our animals. And it varies. Sometimes we have a lot and then sometimes we don't have as many, but I mean, typically we have enough.
Enough. A sizable amount.
Right,
yes,
right.
exactly. Yeah.
So.
I mean, we even bring our kittens.
Oh, really?
Yes, we put them in these giant crates. And, with toys and everything.
Yeah.
And they're climbing on the side of the crate. They're so cute.
Yeah.
That is so
Sometimes we
precious.
can't let them out and let people hold them, just depending upon where we are.
Yeah.
But sometimes we can. So.
Aw. Well, Kayla, we should totally have him at the office sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys want to do an adoption event?
Yeah. I'll have to check with the boss, but I'm saying yes.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming on. And if they want to go to your website, can you plug it really fast?
Sure.
Yeah, it's bhsva.org. So BHS is in Bedford Humane Society, VA for Virginia.org. And we've got all our information listed on there about our programs. And if you want to adopt an animal, you can apply right online, all that good stuff. But of course, if you have any questions, you're welcome to call us.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you guys again for coming on. And
Thanks, Foster.
I'm going to steal Kayla's.
Go
Kayla's
for it.
But if you want to know any more information about things happening at the chamber, you can go to our website, which is bedfordareachamber.com, or you can give us a ring at 540-586-9401. And keep an eye out next week for the next Chamber Vibes podcast.